gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Let's go.
Round one, fight.
Thank you for tuning in to the Crypto Street Podcast. Here are your hosts, Killer Whale, Prince, and Crypto Dale.
And remember to tip your waitress.
Yo, what is up? What is up? It is Crypto Street Podcast. You are tuned into. I sound like Yoda right there.
Tuning in, you are.
Getting a shit ton of snow up in Canada. It's just so wild. It's just so wild. This weather.
It's just so wild.
This weather is it's wild. Eh? What's up, my fellow Canadian?
What's up? Yeah, the weather. It's going to be shitty out here. It's going to get real cold right away. It's already getting cold. It sucks. I actually have to close my window. I like to leave my window cracked when I sleep, just because I like cold air. But, yeah, now you can't even do that. I wake up just shivering, so. What time of year?
Yeah, we had thunder and lightning while it was snowing.
Yeah.
That sounds like the coolest thing.
It was weird. It was so weird. I mean, I got to thinking about it, and I've seen that and heard that a couple times, but I not for a long time. It's just been crazy. But
I saw that there was like a video online the other day of Krakatoa erupting at night, and you see it erupting, and you see like the lightning form within the eruption. It's the coolest thing. I don't know what chemical reaction causes that, but it's so cool.
That sounds wild.
Yeah.
What's good with you, Well?
Prepping for the holiday here. We got Old Turkey Day coming up, where we celebrate a bunch of people crashing a boat into a rock and arriving in America or something like that. So,
Olé!
Yeah.
Olé.
Yeah, so we've got a fun show lined up too. Speaking of Thanksgiving, we're doing well, first off, we got some stories we're going to talk about. We've got our Fantasy Football League playoffs are set. The teams are going. We'll give you more on that later. We've got our altcoin draft update, and we are drafting tonight the best Thanksgiving dishes. And I'm sure Prince's is probably going to be a little different.
I don't think it'll be too different.
You guys eat kind of the same stuff as us?
Yeah, it's all pretty much the same, I believe.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. So we got that draft. We randomly selected the orders again, just like our fantasy altcoin draft, which is closing in almost just a little over a month. That's crazy. I will say the last time I checked the results, I think it was yesterday, we were all in the green.
Ooh, that's nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think
that's actually shocking.
Yeah. So maybe we aren't as shitty as the traders as what we thought.
Maybe.
Doubtful for me, but maybe.
I'm hesitant to agree. But
I'm hesitant to agree, but okay.
At least for myself. I won't speak for you guys. But
I'm speaking for myself too.
Being the victim of a recent liquidation, I feel like I can't agree with that in good faith. So,
fuck.
True.
How about this move? Because I think last episode we were on with KJ, and I think we were around 79, 8K.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the zone that we were like, okay, if you're going to take some risk, this is where you do it. But then, and it was also like, it has to hold this, because if it can't, it could get pretty ugly. And then, sure as shit, it didn't hold. And
it got ugly.
Real ugly.
Yo, right after we did that, I like kind of talked myself in. I was like, yeah, this is like this is the level. Like, I'm gonna open up a long. I feel good here. Fast forward, and it's gone. So
and it's gone.
Yeah. It was vicious. Like that was vicious, honestly. And it was the classic thing of where KJ's like, oh well, we all think there's long. Maybe there's something up here. And honestly, it's been a case of like this whole downtrend. A lot of guys who I know, like, yeah, this guy can trade. It's been the same thing. It's like, yeah, this is a great spot to take some risk. I'm going to long this. And then sure as shit, it's like, oh my God, I just got fucking blown out of this
R.I.P.
Yeah.
I'm
And
thinking of like that butterfly meme. It's like, is this disbelief or like is this
yeah.
delusion? Like where
Yeah.
are we? Stupid chart.
Well, what like now there's some stuff coming out that it looks like maybe this dump was attributed to more of that plus token Ponzi scam
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Where I don't know.
Yeah, Loom.
Don't take my
Wait, what is that? Can you? I know nothing
plus
about
token.
that.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
this massive Ponzi scheme out of China, and
Is
like,
it too late to get in?
well, one of the founders I think has already been arrested, but like
Yeah,
billions and
it's way too
billions
late.
of dollars. Like it's huge. Weren't they like? I saw someone who's been watching it. They were saying like they've been liquidating like it looks like on Huobi for about 1,000 Bitcoin a day for pretty much like a couple weeks now.
Yeah, Loom tweeted something about that they were liquidating 1,000 Bitcoin a day, had over $3 billion in cryptocurrencies.
Huge. Like it's just a straight up Ponzi scheme. Like it's been pretty much shut down, but from my understanding is they don't have, all the members. And so, and I don't even really understand because I remember when I was last kind of researching it. Now it's been a while since I've actually looked into it, and I should really look into the ins and outs of this whole thing. But from my understanding was they had one person already arrested who was like one of the core members, and they were using like multi-sig wallets, I thought. So it's like, okay, well then, you arrest this guy, you don't think that you'd be able to move it all because he was one of the guys, but he must have like, I don't know, passed on his password to somebody somehow so they can be moving their coins around. But it's kind of a weird situation, right? Like you look at this, everybody like, authorities are definitely watching that address, the coins that are associated with it. And yet, it's like their goal is to cash out, but it's like, this seems complicated. Like just letting it sit in Bitcoin and, just maybe taking what you need here and there. That would probably be a lot easier, I would believe. Like I'd like to believe than what they
What a
are
spot
doing.
to be in where you have this like fortune, but you can't really touch it without risking your own like freedom. Like I don't know how you handle that. I mean,
well, and it's
like you don't even have the fortune.
You're cashing out 1,000 Bitcoin a day. That's a lot of fucking money, right? So you're moving all this around. It's like okay, it's like if this is such a known scam and there's so many authorities watching it, it's like how the fuck are you going to move that much cash in? You know what I mean? Like around through the financial system. I don't know. Like,
would you guys go with
exchange?
would you like trickle it out? Because I'm thinking the move is just like go balls to the wall, get as much out as you can, and make like an exit plan.
What I would do, honestly, if I was them, and well, there are ways to do this. Now, I'm not going to go into any more how I know this, but buy physical metals. Now, there are ways to do it. You can straight up do like Bitcoin for solid gold. You know what I mean? And like, that's almost a better route at times because it's like, okay, now you have the physical metal. Sure, it's a pain in the ass to carry around, but it's a little easier to deal with at the same time than, 1,000 Bitcoin every day hitting an exchange and, you know what I mean? Just crushing prices. It's like, I don't know, maybe try to find some guy out in Venezuela or something who, it's like, I don't know, here we go. We're going Bitcoin for gold here, right? Like
you get busted at an airport with like a duffel bag of gold bars. You're like, I can explain. I trust.
Well, it's like
it's all legit.
Gold is a pretty common, like, like even like cartels, like big drug dealers, organized crime. It's like, they like to operate physical gold. Like it's, we'll run with physical gold, right? Like that's one of those things where it's like, okay, you can move it around a lot, like in a sense without, and I say moving it around and not literally because, the shit's heavy. Like, imagine operating in big profits in silver, like good luck, right? Get your dump truck out. But like in the sense of like a watchful eye being on you, dealing in physical gold is probably a lot easier in some instances. So yeah,
so rundown of it is for people that don't know, I've been reading while y'all have been talking. So they've raised, it seems like it's your classic Ponzi where they had offered 4 layers of membership structure, each with different percentage of rebate. Obviously they offered high yield returns. They got over $3 billion, 70,000 Bitcoin, 80,000 Ethereum.
Yeah.
They've arrested
Absurd.
6 people,
Okay.
5 men, 1 woman. It's just insane.
It is insane. Like just a straight up scam, and it's just what, like over $3 billion worth. Like, holy shit. Right?
On
Like every time you think you've seen like the next big scam in crypto, right? There's always a new one to come and top it. It's just like it's pretty mind blowing to really think about. Like,
speaking of this, do we want to talk about your boy Jerry Cotton for a little bit here? That article was really good.
Jerry Cotton.
Gerald.
Sorry.
Quadriga.
Quadriga. I'm kind of missing.
Prince shared this
Quadriga
article from a Vanity Fair with us. That was really well done.
That was a wicked article. Like that was probably one of the best articles I've ever seen written about crypto and like some of the shit going on in it. Like that was good. Like, you know, tip my hat. And that was a great read. Super fascinating.
Pretty convinced it was a scam afterwards.
Oh,
I mean, he had a history
absolutely.
going back like 2 decades of doing this.
Yeah, there's not a doubt.
Absolutely. Like you look at, and you know, the kid being on that Cotton when he was just in high school kind of thing, and he was on those the forums for where all the Ponzi seekers go looking, right? The high yield investment programs. And you know, I didn't even know forums like this were a thing until that article, and then I looked it up, and it's like, holy shit, you type in high yield investment program forum, and there are just tons, right? And you go on these things, and sure as shit, it's just you got people who somehow think they're not going to get scammed, and then you got the people who are scamming them, and that's literally all these forums are. It's just scammers, and then the marks who are like gonna get scammed, and they just somehow they either know it and they're gonna try and get out before the scam is complete on them, or you know what I mean? Like it's literally that. And like I'm looking at these, I was blown away. I was like, okay, this is a whole new thing to me. I didn't even know this existed, right? And like I'm going through here, and I'm just like blatant Ponzi schemes, blatant just fraud. Like you'll have people with prospectuses for their little fund that they're creating, and you know, it's the classic here, you know, just send Bitcoin to me, here's the address. It's like, you know, you're never gonna fucking see it again, right? Yeah, it really blew me away. But the whole story was just, that Vanity Fair story was tremendous. And it kind of, you know, it's like they kind of go into the 2 scenarios. Was he just an idiot, or was he an actual mastermind of something just that we can't even really conceive?
The thing is, like, all of his associates, they're like, he's not the kind of guy who would be so careless to leave this all in one wallet, like inaccessible. This is just not the kind of guy he was. Like, people are saying that maybe he just duped all of them really badly, but the incompetence argument seems weak, I think.
Well, and there was also the mention how he had talked about having a bolted safe up in his like attic or whatever with everything he would need. And sure as shit, when he disappears and they go looking, like there was a safe bolted, but it is no longer there, kind of thing, right? Yeah. One thing that I actually found the most intriguing about that whole thing was, actually 2 things. So first, Quadriga started, it was actually a fund at first. It was a scam fund. And it was just like what I was talking about. Like he makes a prospectus and is like, here, send money to me on this forums. And that's actually like, that was the first version of Quadriga. And then I guess ended up changing it, modified the whole model to being an exchange. But the part that I really found kind of stood out was he tried taking it public in Canada, like on the stock exchange out here. So there was a time where it was like, he was, you know, he must have been trying to be legit. He maybe had those dreams of like, hey, maybe, you know I China started this as a scam, but maybe I can reverse the ship a bit, you know what I like? And then it just fell through, and it's like, no, you're not reversing the ship. Like, this is a scam.
I think after all the evidence, I think like that was the moment, and they alluded to this in the article. I think he had meant to keep it legitimate, but when that failed, he was like, well, fuck it, I'm losing control of this thing anyway. I might as well completely off the rails. He couldn't organize it. He had like 0 internal records, which for an exchange is like mind-boggling, hard to believe.
Crypto, right?
The entire thing is record keeping. Yeah.
Like, and they say like he would just run it off his laptop. He was the only one. Like, people would go to the offices, and it was like people who went to the offices were like, this is all just like, it's a sham, it's a front. Like, there's nothing here. Yeah, there's like nothing here to even warrant them having offices. It's just a location. I think also another interesting one was like the kind of how their deals with payment processors and all that. Like to me, that like it's impressive he went on as long as he did when they talk about like him having, millions of dollars of cash just in his kitchen that he's literally just putting in envelopes, shoeboxes, whatever, and mailing them out to get people their money. And this is where you kind of think it's like, okay, no, he definitely wanted it to be legit at one point, because you don't go through all that trouble of putting, getting all that cash out for one, into physical cash, like that's going to raise some eyebrows. Getting it in, like different various ways of shipping it off, shoe boxes full of just cash, whatever. Like it's a pain in the ass to do, right? Like, so I think about that too. And it's like, it's interesting because he did push it. It seems like to me, he pushed it as long as he could and he tried to keep it going. But like all scams, fuck Bernie Madoff, classic, right? They can go on for a long time.
Jail, yeah.
Exactly, right? But eventually it will, the music's going to stop. And there's a moment where it just can't really continue on. So what I'm thinking is he ran into that moment. He realized probably well ahead of time, like, my time's running down on this thing.
Yeah.
Operating. And so he straight up started planning his exit. Got to give it to the guy. It's like, there's no doubt this has to be a movie at some point.
Well, I mean, sure. Just look at the alleged death. I mean, what kind of like super wealthy guy dies because of Crohn's? Like, I know people have Crohn's. It's not at all a good thing. It's awful, but you don't usually drop dead in your 20s from it.
Well, and you know what I found kind of weird is the article talks about how him and his girlfriend were traveling like everywhere. They were just going all over the place. But then and then all of a sudden, what? She's not going with you on this trip? Huh. You know what I mean? It's like through this whole little article, it's talking about how much they travel together and they're just all over the world. But yet on this one, she's not there. Huh. Interesting. Right. Like just as he's making up his will, like 2 weeks before he's heading out. Right. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Where's the girlfriend now?
I think she's in Ontario. I don't know. I believe she's probably going to change her name. Like this is pretty much like, what the hell do you do with your life if you're associated with this kind of press? I don't know. Do you think she knew?
I mean, she had to know somehow or know something. Yeah.
Because I feel like there's got to be inclinations. Like,
yeah. Any significant other, when you're bringing home loads and loads of cash, they're going to question how you get that.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, maybe it was one of those deals where you don't ask, don't tell. So she's like, if he is doing something illegal, maybe then this is my ticket to not.
And when you hear about how much money they were spending, different properties, they had like $12 million worth of properties around the country. Apparently they had a house out here where I am. They were all over. So it's interesting, but like at the same time, it's like you got to think when you see your partner there, your lover, who's always working off of just one laptop, and yet is running this multi-billion-dollar exchange, and I'm doing the quote sign in my hand right now because it's like, apparently it was a lot of just them wash trading between his own accounts he was creating. I don't know. There's just a lot to that whole story that it's mind blowing. And fuck, for me, I remember like there was times where I had a lot of money over there. So it's like, holy shit, like walking on a tightrope a bit now looking back.
I see, like what baffles me the most is, he went off and quote unquote died. And she's, like if she's in on it, wouldn't you think at some point she'd want to like meet back up with him? Or
and this is what I wonder, right? It's like are they is there a plan set up where okay, we wait a year or 2 years or something and then we try to reconvene, maybe 5 years, like a year, 2 years, it's not enough time, they'll be watching, but you know what I mean? Is there one of those plans in place? It's kind of like I don't know, there's so when I was growing up, I heard this story from my parents now, where they grew up. There was somebody on the block, and their parents were bank robbers. The father was, and so he ended up getting arrested one day for him and his crew did a big job, but they never found the money. And sure as shit, him and his crew get out, and they vanish. Like, you never saw them again, never heard from them again. They vanish. So they got out, they knew exactly where it was, and they were gone. They're now out in Mexico or somewhere, right? Like, yeah. So that's the thing, right? With these kind of things, there's always a plan, and it's like, okay, so what is the plan, and how long are you willing to wait? Because if it's enough money, people will wait. They'll take the time, right? They know the prize is there.
That's got to be one of the worst feelings, though. Like, knowing you have all this cash and you can't do anything with it for a while.
Yeah. I don't know. This whole thing, it's just crazy. Quadriga, Plus Token, just all these big scams. It is something. I swear. Like, I've said it many times, but it's like the crypto is like the place to be if you are a scammer. And if you are a good scammer, you are going to make a lot of money. Like, they do. Like, there were reports coming out, like, even back in 17, kind of really around the peak of the bull market, talking about how many billions scammers were making, just in crypto alone. Like, it's just insane.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about the whole Binance fiasco really quick? The block Binance thing?
The FUD fighting fund?
Yeah.
Yeah. First off, before we get into this, Justin and CZ, I don't know if you guys saw this, probably, but I am the chief FUD fighter. So go ahead and send me the 200 Bitcoin. I'll take care of all your FUD problems. All right. So for those that don't know, the block reported, the block is a crypto news source that reported that Binance headquarters was it Shanghai?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Got raided by the police, and then Binance retaliated and said we don't even have an office in Shanghai. And there was kind of bickering back and forth between the folks at Block and CZ over Twitter. So what do you guys think? What's your take?
You go
Well,
first.
my overall takeaway is this. There are no winners here. So I think if anybody was taking a strong side, you're kind of missing the big picture. There's fault with both parties here. I think based on most of the evidence, it's pretty clear that they did indeed have an office there. They're trying to make it out like it was sort of like a WeWork thing where employees just happen to gather there and work together. Like, come on. I think that's very much true. I think it's also becoming exceedingly clear that there was probably not like an actual police raid on said location. So there are no winners here. I think there's misinformation on both sides. And I must say though, I got to take special issue with CZ at this point. I just think, this guy needs to stay off Twitter for a little bit. It's like,
he's turning into an Elon Musk.
Yeah, if he says something is like FUD, it's 100% true because he's been caught in the act. Like, oh, we didn't get hacked, or it was just this, or just the list is like too long to keep of things he's fudged the truth out.
It's funny, like on the topic of CZ being on Twitter, you think about it, and like, I understand his presence, especially when they were getting off the ground. Like, to me, that's very important. But I think where they are now, it would actually probably be a smarter move to really eliminate, how much time he is on there, not just going through all the random shit all the time, posting about, like, Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, his name, right? I think I'm getting the first name right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You're right.
I'm bad with first names. You don't really see him making a huge presence, right? He comes, he talks about, he'll post some things, but that's about it. But then say you look at Alameda and Sam with FTX, right? All of a sudden he has made a presence, even though he liked to stay low key, but now he's made a presence, to get FTX off the ground. I believe, honestly, for CZ, it would almost be probably a smarter route to, lower that, social media presence a bit. Like, no, don't delete your account, but you don't need to be in there shit posting or, talking about every little thing that's going on. Right. And I think now we're seeing this stuff with the block. It's just like, there's just a lot of stupidity with it. Right. Like, it's just like, come on, like, maybe you don't deal with this shit. Maybe let somebody else, maybe just let your legal team get in touch with them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't go to Twitter to deal with this shit. I just find it like, okay, go on. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I kind of want to like try to say something without saying it here, but
Yeah.
I don't know how much I should talk about this, but let me just say that if you see CZ on any kind of like media, there's probably been an agreement beforehand about what they can and can't talk about.
Yes.
Perhaps
100%.
he will not
100%.
go if there are going to be challenging questions.
Yes.
And I'll leave it at that, maybe.
Yes. Everything will be, read beforehand. Not that shocking, but that's just how it is. I found the article was pretty, like, I didn't like the headline, but this is the thing that pisses me off with the block, is it's not something new with them. This isn't a first time. Like, these guys out there,
it's a pattern with both parties. Yeah,
it's like, let's just get as many clicks as we can fucking get here off the dumbest fucking
headline. And we'll
walk
it back afterwards.
Yeah, and then they'll walk it back afterwards, right? And it's like, I don't really have any respect for that. Like, to me, it's just, that's stupid journalism. It's just classic garbage. Well, and we see it all over the place, right? Like, it'd be nice if that wasn't the approach that they were taking. I think overall it's just, if you're going to make a big headline, at least have a big story to back it up and have it be factual, right? There's no problem with a big headline if it is actually like what happened.
Right.
When you got something that's just like, no, you're not correct. Where's your fact checking? And then, the whole pivoting thing. Well, okay, well, forget about that. There was an office in Shanghai. It's like, well, who gives a shit? Your whole thing was about cops raiding it. Like, that's what people saw, right? Yeah. And it's like, if you're going to say this and then, but there was still an office. It's like, well, most people who were kind of in the know and connected in crypto kind of had an idea that, hey, yeah, there probably is an office out in Shanghai. Like, fuck, they were posting jobs where, location was Shanghai.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, it doesn't take no rocket scientist to figure that out. But, if you start talking about cops raiding you, breaking down doors, like, get your shit straight,
Yeah, the thing that irritates me is there's both sides are kind of talking out the side of their mouth here. And
yes.
Everybody, everyone wants crypto to go mainstream and wants it to, quote unquote be a mature market. And when we have shit like this going on, it's, it just goes to show we're such a long ways away from actually, being that mature, quote unquote mature market and mainstream, when we have the CEO of the most well-known exchange and probably arguably the best exchange out there arguing with the CEO of the block and the writers of the block. And it's like, CZ, just, it's FUD. Just ignore it and keep your nose to the grindstone and keep improving Binance. I mean,
at his stage, he should really dial back his presence a bit. Like,
and really think use his Twitter to promote the good things that are going on at Binance and promote the exchange and crypto itself instead of continually doing what he's been doing.
What he really reminds me of is Elon Musk with Tesla and the way he, like, Elon was pretty crazy for a while. He's dialed it back a bit now, but where he would be out there taunting people who are shorting, and CZ does the exact same thing. And it's pretty fitting when CZ does it, and the next thing the token drops like 30% after he tweets that, right? It's like, you pretty much deserve it. You want to be a cocky thing like this, like, you deserve this. Like, this is kind of just, it's just karma. It's how it goes.
When you first said that comparison, I was a little bit like, I don't know. But the more I think about it, that's a pretty damn good comparison, actually.
Yeah, it's, to me, Elon's just playing. Elon's playing in a bigger world with it, but in crypto's so small. But when it comes to someone who takes up has a huge presence in this small world, CZ is about as big as it gets, right? So I just crypto, right? But who knows, right? Like, because we say, well, it's not very mature. We got CEOs arguing with other CEOs. I honestly, you know what, we're moving through a period right now in this age. I think through the next, 10 years, we will probably see more of that. I actually don't think it's going to go away. I think it might, if anything, increase, and we might actually start seeing more presence from, big individuals in industry actually, getting more vocal on these social platforms. And now I don't know, and when I say this, I'm not necessarily meaning like they're just going to get into it with every comment, but I think we're going to, like, it's almost kind of like, to me, it's like, everybody is on social media, and, especially you look at the generations, right? It's a generation thing to me. So, the older individuals who really couldn't care less for it half the time, they're moving on in life. And then you got the younger generation who is all about this stuff, and they're getting older, and now they're getting into that age where it's like they might become, the executive types and so on like that. It actually, like, the social media presence by business and, industry leaders, it's actually kind of something to watch here, right? Like, see what happens in the next 10 years.
You know what everyone says, any press is good press. So
yeah. Oh, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some guys really know how to work that. And you'll probably hate them, but you'll have to give them credit because, they know how to work that angle.
Yep.
Because, like, the thing is, like, we look at it and we've been here a while, and, like, our kind of red flags go off. But for every one of us that looks at it, you probably have 50 people who are brand new and they go, oh yeah, he's right. Like, because they don't have like a deeper context. Yeah, exactly. It's just like authority figure. Yeah. Right.
I think it was funny though that they put up, like, what, Justin Sun put up 100 Bitcoin and CZ put up 100.
Telling
Bitcoin.
You guys right here, Chief FUD fighter Dale, 200 BTC.
Well, what, they've been sponsoring some guy to just make memes of pretty much putting the blog Mike Duda's and Frank's head on different, like, stupid things. Like, this is what the FUD fund has been going
so
towards. It is just pure crypto, right? Like, I'm gonna pay you to make memes of these people and post them online, and like that seems to really be the thing. It's like, I thought the idea of a FUD fund, I thought it was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe like keep journalists actually accountable to their bullshit, because let's be honest, journalism is one of those industries that quality is just like, it's just like, how do you actually label something quality, like, when there's just so much crap out there, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, but this is how the FUD fund is going to use, we're just making memes of them. It's like, oh, this is great.
But
like, just
on the flip side, I want to give a shout out to Frank, because he's been on before, and he's a good dude. So
yeah,
I think Frank unfollowed me, but
he is. Yeah. You think he unfollowed you?
Oh, he did unfollow me.
I don't think he ever followed me in the first place. So he might be due for a block here, just out of.
He follows a lot of people, and he unfollowed me. So it was it was something that was looked at. I can tell you that. That's the way it goes.
So should we get into our Thanksgiving food draft?
Yeah, let's eat.
Right, so what we did with today, we're recording on Tuesday, the 26th. Thanksgiving in the United States is in 2 days. So we're doing similar to our altcoin draft. We're picking 3 foods that we like to eat during Thanksgiving. The order was randomly drawn. The order is Prince, Dale, Whale.
Collusion.
So Prince has
Again,
first.
I draft last.
We'll do a snake.
Unbelievable.
We'll do a snake draft. So it'll go Prince, Dale, Whale, Dale, Prince, back down. Three foods. Prince, Are you ready?
Wait. What are the options for food? We can pick anything, or
anything you want. And then what we're gonna do is we will put this up on the podcast Twitter page and have everyone vote, and whoever wins just wins. We'll keep a running score tally of the champion of the drafts.
Okay.
So Prince, first pick is yours, buddy.
Stuffing.
Fucker.
I could pretty much just eat stuffing. I could have a plate full of it. Like, you know, I have gone as far as to have toasted stuffing sandwiches. Like,
sounds great.
Honestly,
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, you can make stuffing with anything though. Like I think people need to get out of this habit of thinking that it's reserved only for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Because it's not.
No.
And it is a great side no matter what
It's the only time you ever have it, though, right? It never shows up anywhere else.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it needs to be accepted more. Yeah.
All right. My pick, mashed potatoes.
Oh, very good. Very strong.
Whale's got a tough spot here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you get 2 picks back to back.
I don't think you even need to state your case for mashed potatoes, because if you don't like mashed potatoes, then there's something wrong with your tongue.
Prince took stuffing. I was thinking he was going to take mashed potatoes. So he took stuffing. So I had to go mashed potatoes. I mean, it's easy.
Those are the clear number 1 and 2, right?
I think so,
It's gotta
too.
be. Yeah. Those are the blue chip prospects who killed it at the combine, and whoever.
I got something up my sleeve here. I might shock the world a little bit, but
Well, I got 2
Shock and
picks, so keep it up your sleeve for now,
Shock
because
and
I may steal it from you. Okay.
All right, well, 2 picks.
For my first one, I'm gonna go cornbread. I don't think it's possible to dislike cornbread either. It's a delicious, fluffy cake-like bread. It goes with pretty much anything. You can put anything on it. Tastes great. It's great.
Honey is my favorite.
That's awesome too.
Accessory.
Yep.
And for the record, there was one time in Gucci Gang, which is our group of homies, where I was bored at work. So I felt like stirring some controversy. So someone said, cornbread's awesome. And I said, cornbread is trash. It should be thrown in the trash. And everyone was just in an uproar. And I love cornbread.
Somebody left because of that, actually.
somebody left.
For real.
Don't piss me
Rick
off.
just left.
Who?
Rick.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
All right.
For
Second round, first pick. What?
Mac and cheese. Easy choice here. I'd be remiss if I didn't take this, because I know somebody would soon.
Wow.
It's interesting. I've never really had mac and cheese with.
I haven't either. That's a wild card.
Well, you know what? I just I googled a list and it's there. So I'll take it.
It's there. I've never had it, but it's there.
Yeah, I don't think it's made at mine either, but it should be. Again, it doesn't need a defense. It's noodles and cheese. If you don't like it, then something's wrong. That's it.
Oh man, I'm in a rock and a hard place here. I'm gonna go, and I don't know. I'm trying to think here what I should do to try and win the votes. But I'm gonna go with green bean casserole.
Oh, that's gonna be polarizing, I think.
I know that's a bold move.
Just your reaction.
I got a great next pick. Actually, I just thought of something.
Oh, God.
Perfect. I think you know what. You got to have a vegetable to balance. Thanksgiving is one of those holidays where you can have every single item on the food pyramid multiple times.
Yep.
Okay. So this green bean casserole is going to check off the veggie side. Even though mashed potatoes is probably a vegetable too, is it? Potatoes?
Technically,
Or is it's a starch?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Definitely count it as meat. So
Okay.
I don't know.
So I'm pretty sure I just won. But go ahead, Prince. You get 2 picks.
Okay, I would take. So these are my last 2 as well, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I would take Yorkshire pudding.
Oh.
Have you ever had those little things? Those little like Yorkshire pudding cups?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I like those. You know, I don't know. Apparently, it's like an English thing, and I didn't know this. I was talking to someone who's from England, and they're like, "Oh yeah, always eating them." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I have like a lot of family right from out there, so it's like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting." Didn't know that. And then my next pick would be pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Fair. I like it.
I got a good list here. Stuffing, Yorkshire puddings, and pumpkin pie. Like, I'm pretty much gonna win this. Let's be honest.
The only thing is you got 2 desserts.
2.
But I think the stuffing alone could carry you to Titletown.
Probably will.
Probably will.
I mean, all right. So this is going to be another controversial pick, and I know Whale's going to rip this apart.
Oh, I know what you're picking.
I'm taking turkey, man.
Ugh.
How can you not have turkey on Thanksgiving? I know you don't like it,
I was hoping it would go undrafted. Honestly,
I know you're a big proponent of turkey's a trash bird, which I'm not going to argue. If you were to go to these turkey confinements and see these things, you'd never want to eat turkey.
Oh no,
trash bird, total trash bird. But the meat is still good. I've seen cows and pigs roll in their own shit, and I still eat them. So turkey. So I think I got the winning combination: turkey, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes. Good luck.
Well, okay, is it my pick now?
It is you. Final pick, turkey.
First I'm going to trash yours a little bit because I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up right now because now's the time. So what a dumb animal a turkey is. It's a big fat bird that's ugly as hell. It's full of meat and it can't escape anything. It is the worst animal. It's stupid. It can't survive anything. It can't fly. If you see a turkey and you want to eat it, you just get it. You eat it. There's no getting away. It doesn't blend in with anything. It's not poisonous. It's basically asking to be eaten, which I find pathetic. So turkey's awful.
Hey,
but anyway,
real quick.
And it tastes like trash.
I know the answer to this, but I still want it on record. Have you ever been pecked by a turkey?
Can't say I have. No.
It hurts.
No. I have been bitten by a pig though.
Yeah, that hurts too.
Yeah. Got locked in a pig pen when I was a little kid. Fuck.
Pigs are low-key mean as hell. Okay, sorry, well, your last pick?
You kind of have to be that mean when you're delicious and ugly, you know? Yeah. Like, you just got to have an attitude or else really everyone's going to eat you.
Yeah.
Okay, my pick is gravy. All right? So, I don't know if it counts, but yeah, I'm picking it.
I just said mashed potatoes. I didn't say mashed potatoes and gravy.
True. So, yours is hurt by that. Here's my argument for gravy. You put it on everything. You can put it on any item on this list, and it improves it. Almost any item.
Not pumpkin pie, though.
Well, some may argue.
Some maybe. Could. I'm. You know what? I shouldn't say that because I've never tried it.
There you go. Neither have I, but I think it would be good.
Okay, so teams, we're gonna have these up as soon as tomorrow morning sometime. Run for 24 hours. Prince has stuffing, Yorkshire pudding, pumpkin pie. I've got mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, and turkey. Will has cornbread, mac and cheese, and gravy. I'm really anxious to see how this turns out. There's not an item in here I would not eat.
Can we talk about cranberry sauce, though?
It's disgusting. Throw it in the trash.
Yes, it is. Why does it exist?
I don't get it. What's the worst thing about it is, have you ever seen it come out of a tin can?
Yep.
It's disgusting.
It's a loaf of cranberry.
It is a loaf of cranberry. It takes shape of the can like a
yes. The
I imagine it soaks the tin flavor in because it's trash.
Probably.
All right. We got that off our chest. Thanks.
I feel like we could do a whole episode just on Thanksgiving foods. Really easily. Good. We could probably do like a series.
Something that didn't get – let's talk real quick. Something that didn't get talked about, sweet potatoes. What's your take on that?
I'll get them if they're there, but I'm not really – you know what? I'm not really a big – honestly –
they're just there.
And I don't know if I really want to say this out loud because there was some already pretty strong opinions on the whole mashed potato thing. Not really a mashed potato guy.
Stop.
Oh, no.
Stop.
What?
Prince, I can literally see our listeners shutting this episode off.
Unsubscribe.
1-star ratings.
Mashed potatoes, bro.
Wow.
What?
Wow. I'm beside myself. Is Callie filling in for Prince tonight?
I think he might be. We need to check. We need to do like a retinal check or something, or a fingerprint.
Yeah, something.
I think we may have an imposter here.
With that, let's move on to our fantasy football. This is going to be a lot of me talking, guys, so I'm sorry. So fantasy football regular season concluded this last week. It pains me to say all I needed to do, and I'm going to vent a little, all I needed to do is win and I'm in, and I fucking lost. Like, Amari Cooper did not show up, 0 points. David Montgomery and the trash Bears got me 3 points. I lost by 8. Fucking trash. Fantasy football sucks.
Agreed.
All right, so everyone's playing, remember, for the Zelcore Championship, Zelcore and Zell, the only blockchain and cryptocurrency platform you need. Hold over 20,000 assets in one location. Trade seamlessly with Zelcore Plus. Check them out, Zell.network. So first up, we've got Wales League. Wales League is Ardor, a platform for business and developers that provide quick, easy, cost-effective, and scalable way to use blockchain. Check them out, ardorplatform.org. Dynasty 13 clinched is the number 1 seed. He is actually the regular season champion paid. He gets $0 for this. Just a shout out. He's 9-3, scored 15-15. That's 1,515 points. That leads the league. Second seed, these guys both have buys, is Ledger. He was at 9-3 also. Tom McLaughlin is the 3 seed. He's 8-4, plays Priest Andretti. The 6 seed, 6-6. Crutches is the lowest scoring team that made the playoffs. I take that back. Second lowest at 8-4. He says he's a defensive specialist, whatever. And Wooderson is the 5 seed at 7-5. The only person I can't remember saying was Whale. Where did you come in?
I'm going to be honest. I checked out on this league probably about a month and a half ago. I've had several games where I have guys on bye weeks playing. So terrible. That hasn't been good. Not that that's an excuse. I've been doing terribly anyway, which is why I checked out. But
you still ended 5-7 though. So not bad. Not last place. Middle pack.
Yeah, you know what? Because I'm trying to walk the middle line between tanking and telling the guys, hey, look, we're not complete losers. We're not the Bengals. You know, like just
Jeez,
you have something there.
Yeah, so that's all right. Next, we've got the Block Party League. That's my league. Block Party leverages digital identity, blockchain, and smart contract technology to bring transparency, security, and fairness to the ticketing process for event creators and attendees. Check out more information at goblockparty.com. Shooter McDarren, the 1 seed, 8-4, scored 1,361 points. Bit Squat, 2 seed. He is the one that has scored the lowest amount of points that made the playoffs at 1,224. I mean, I beat him last week. No big deal or anything, but he's still the 2 seed, for Christ's sakes.
When you needed an L, no less.
Yeah. Low Cap Gems is the 3 seed. He's 7-5, plays our homeboy Crypto at night, 6-6. Yoko is the 4 seed, is 7-5, plays Crypto Rick. He's also 7-5. Gotta say, I forgot to do this in Wales League. Honestly, I don't know if anyone can stop Dynasty 13. I mean, his team's disgusting.
What's their record?
He's 9-3. Jeez. I think Wooderson has a good chance. I like his team.
I don't know. And Scranton Stranglers from my league, like he's hot. Like he's good,
hey,
man. Like,
we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there, buddy.
We'll get there.
I skipped over this. I think in Dale's, in my league, I think Yoko is the team to watch. Shooter McDarren's not too bad, and then my sleeper is Crypto at night. All right, Prince's League. That is OhioBitcoin.com. It's a crypto market capitalization price index website. Got the same tools as other pricing indexes with real-time price data. GTmetrics.com gives them an A. Check them out, OhioBitcoin.com. Mr. Hawk is 9-3. Learned my lesson there.
I was waiting for that name.
Last name Hawk. First name Mike. 9-3. Stoozy is the 2 seed at 8-4. Tunes is 9-3. He's the 3 seed against the only podcast host that made the playoffs.
Yep.
Prince at the 6 seed. 6-6.
I'm coming in with a 500 record. I sneak in. Sneak in with a 500.
The people that sneak in are the people that sneak the championship.
Yeah, I gotta take Tunes out. I got to take Tunes out. Now I got a tough road ahead of me, but I can do it.
You've scored more points than Tunes. I'm not scared of Tunes.
Oh, the game we played, it was close. I had lost by like 8. It was like 4 or 8 points or something. Like it was tight. Honestly, I'm not that worried about the guy.
No, I wouldn't be either. I wouldn't worry until you face Mr. Hawk after you win.
Yeah.
So unlike last year, you're the only one that made it. See, Will and I made it last year. You didn't, and now tide has turned. All right, good for you.
The universe balances out.
Good luck. Yep. Crypto Kirk is the 4 seed, 8-4, and then Spliff is 7-5. So he's the 5 seed. So I'm 100% Team Prince. So.
Yeah, I know who I'm supporting. Not to talk badly on anybody else, but we got to support our boy here.
Prince is winning it. And here's the deal.
I'm confident, but I'm nervous.
Prince is either winning it outright or he's winning it because I'm going to edit the scores. So
There we go.
tomato, tomato.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go.
You guys ready for the altcoin update?
Let's hear it.
Okay, for a refresher for everybody, we did a similar to the Thanksgiving draft. We did an altcoin draft where we each bought one Bitcoin, quote unquote, bought one Bitcoin of an altcoin, totaling 3. We just go into the end of the year. In last place is me, 3.13 BTC. No one cares. I'm coming back, coming from behind. Second place, my leading one is Ardor at 1.23 BTC. Whale is in second with 3.26 BTC. But you have the leading altcoin, Tezos, at 1.59.
Yes.
Killing it. So that means Prince is in first, 3.37 BTC, and your highest altcoin is FTT at 1.56. So pretty tight, pretty close. We're all separated by, about 10 points from the next place up. So, or 0.1 BTC, I mean. So anything can happen.
There we go.
We've got a couple weeks of that. So with that, we will we'll wrap up. Want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Go vote for we'll have the Thanksgiving draft up tomorrow morning, which is the 27th, sometime after we post the episode. So go there to our Twitter page at Crypto Street Pod and vote. So thanks for listening. Have a good Thanksgiving. If you're doing it, hoot skis with the boys, tip your waitress. Take care. Peace out. See ya.